From the heart of Smyrna, Tennessee, standing tall with a tattoo machine in one hand and a don't give a damn attitude in the other. He's the southern savage of skin, the sultan of stencils, the titan of tenacity. He is Cody Goward. This week on The Business of Tattooing, we step into the ring with a real deal warrior of the craft. Cody Goward isn't just a tattooer, he's a force. Known for his relentless work ethic, fierce loyalty, and roots deep connection to his clients and crew, Cody brings the heat and raw conversation about the hustle, the heart, and the highs and lows of tattooing in the modern world. He talks building a reputation, why presence matters more than popularity, and what it really means to stay solid in an industry full of smoke and mirrors. So grab your steel chair and settle in, because this episode's coming off the top rope with power, pride, and pure Tennessee fire. This is The Business of Tattooing. Bro, you want to talk about tattooing?
I'm down. Look, we can talk about whatever, Rob. I'll talk wrestling.
This ain't a
I'll talk
wrestling
tattooing.
podcast.
I'll talk whatever, bro. Listen, you know me. You know what? When we scheduled this, anyone that's listening, me and Rob said that we were probably going to spend more time talking wrestling than we were going to talk tattooing. Side note, I met a buddy of yours this week, and he texted you.
Joe Swanson, yeah. Yeah, he was texting me.
He come up and he saw my lecture banner because I got it hanging up in my booth. And he's like, I'm going to send Rob this picture. And I was like, Rob, he said, yeah, we were just in Texas together at the business meeting, doing, the like future of things. And I was like, well, you make sure you let Rob know that he fuck around and might have to pop his other bicep. He was like, yeah, me and Cody, he showed me where he was like, yeah, me and Cody have had a year-long rivalry going on right about now.
Yeah, we got a long-lasting storyline, bro. I was showing him all the AI wrestling images that I generated, me and you.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Let's start there.
Where?
AI.
Oh, you want to talk about AI and tattooing?
Let's start there. If there's anything that is controversial right now in tattooing, AI is a hot button issue, is it not?
Yeah, I talk about it a lot on the podcast. What's your spin?
Bro, you know what? I am not anti-AI. I think if used properly, AI is a great tool for the design process. Especially for a lot of these realistic and surrealistic artists. Bro, Rob, you've known me for almost a decade now. Right? That's a long, long time. And we both have judged tattoos all over the fucking world, right?
Yeah.
How often are you tired of seeing Google line number 3?
I mean, bro, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like, I feel like AI is inevitably taking over everything, bro. Like, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I think it's useful. I think it's a great tool. I think it helps give artists it is not intended to do your whole design, right? But it's intended to give you a different visual of your design that you normally couldn't see. Like, it allows us to take and like, okay, now I can generate something that hasn't been seen before. That perspective of this lion or these roses or something like that, and not be a 1-for-1, but like, okay, now I can actually come up with some shit that I'm not going to be using the same rose as the realism guy on the other side of the country, that when I Google rose tattoos, I see the same fucking 30 roses.
Right.
So it opens up a door to a much broader range of art that is limitless, like fucking limitless. You can design absolutely anything. Again, those wrestling things you did for us, those things were amazing, bro. Those are so cool, right? But like, and you could do those 10,000 different ways for each one. You could generate that image 10,000 different times, and they'll be different every time.
Yeah. Crazy thing is, dude, I generated those like 2 months ago or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
A couple months. But if I went back and did it now, it'd be even way better. You know what I mean?
Way better.
Because if you
Way
notice,
better.
like I generated like, I think in total, I don't even know if I showed you everything, but I generated a whole entire storyline, still by still.
Yeah.
Right. So it was like the thing where it fucked up though was like I had an Electrum shirt on. So the in the reference image that I uploaded reference images of me and you. And then I wanted it to turn it into like a comic book style artwork or whatever. So it pretty much nailed everything. Like it says Electrum on like the first still. But then as I go through and I'm like, okay, now create a still where, you know, Cody's hitting me with some barbed wire wrapped baseball bat, right? My face is all bloody. Well, it does that, but now the shirt doesn't say Electrum. It says like Electrum, and it took out like the U or something like that, right? So it was kind of fucking up on consistency there, but like I think now if I went and did it again today, it wouldn't have those issues, you know, because AI advances that fast. And now I can take those images and upload them into Midjourney or Canva or some other VO3 like Google, and I can animate those. Yeah, I can take those still images and animate them now. So now I could take that whole storyline, make a completely fully animated wrestling match between you and me in a comic book
Yeah,
style, you know?
I see the videos on Facebook where people are doing like the real giant wrestling guys and the tiny ones. Like the fact that AI's got to that point visually, where like we're getting very realistic images, damn near like a movie that can be generated through AI to a point where YouTube has actually demonetized AI music videos.
Yeah, because that whole AI band came out. You know what I'm
Yep.
talking about, the Velvet Sundown or whatever?
Yep. Because it is everyone is using AI to profit. Like again, AI is not bad. It's a tool. It's not meant to do all the work for you, though, right? It is only meant to be a tool, and if used as a tool, it's great. We had a yeah. Did you hear about the zebra that got let loose here in Tennessee?
No, but I saw some videos where there was a tattooed zebra or some shit. I don't, is
So a
that
lot of a lot of people were capitalizing on like so a zebra had got loose in Tennessee, like
like
20 minutes away from my house.
a real one
Um,
came out the zoo?
yeah, and someone had it on their property. You can own one here, and for a week this zebra was running wild. It was all like you can look it up, dude. It was all over. It was all over the news. Ask Mary Blake about it. It was big. It was big here.
Okay.
A girl within like 3 days, the day that zebra got caught, she all of a sudden wrote a book about the zebra's adventures, where everything is definitely AI. The entire book. She's like, I wrote a children's book, and immediately it was like, yo, this is AI. Like you're capitalizing using AI. You didn't write nothing. You didn't put hard work into this. Everything about this book is AI, and that's where the problem is using AI as the means of your whole product. It shouldn't be means for the whole product, but it definitely is means to like help create for sure. I watched this weekend, man, in Denver. This guy did this AI owl, and this Rob, the thing was absolutely beautiful, beautiful, absolutely beautiful because he had the tools of the owl and then did the rest to make it art. As long as it's not the source, because otherwise you're gonna have like 8 fingers and
Well, not really so much anymore. I mean, it gets it pretty good now. It just
it's
it
a
it
it's come a
doesn't
long
mess
way.
up too much now. I mean, it's pretty clean images now.
That's artificial intelligence learning is what it is.
Before it was backwards hands, five, six fingers on a hand, thumb on the back where the where the pinky should be. Like it'd be all fucked up.
So AI works like tattooers who couldn't draw hands.
I mean, it just learns, you know, it learns on the feedback and it just corrects itself and fixes itself. It's pretty wild, dude. And I talk about AI a lot just in general, like in my travels. You know, if I was on a plane coming back from Utah Saturday and actually was sitting next to a NASA scientist. And that was a crazy interesting conversation I was having with that dude because, you know, super brain power guy. And I'm just picking this dude's brain on stuff. You know, he's a geologist and studies rocks and soil and dirt from 3,000 years ago. And, you know, this is crazy. Listen to him talk.
Rob,
But
Rob's like, I scribble on people.
yeah, but then I was asking him if he uses AI in his work or if AI has kind of leached its way into his field, you know, and he said not so much, you know, AI can't really do what I do, you know? It's like it's just interesting to see how it's infiltrated some people's businesses, you know? Like I think dude, I think it's being used across the board. I think chefs in restaurants are using it to create new
Yeah.
dishes and recipes. I think bartenders are using it to create new drinks and recipes for drinks. I think it's just writers, artists, musicians, fucking everything, bro.
Listen, me and you had this conversation on the phone. Chat GPT for some not final answers, but some assistance and some legal advice. Like we could
Yeah,
use Chat GPT to be like make legal business moves. Like, hey, is this okay in this state? What would be my approach? And of course, always, everyone always final result consult a lawyer, in terms of anything business, right? But it'll save you a whole lot of consultation fees on minimum questions that you might have. It can answer
yeah.
a lot of everyday questions on levels. Like I run into a lot of legalities in mine in terms of uh uh like signage or stuff because I want to constantly change the aesthetic of my business on the outside. So like I'll use Chat GPT to figure out what the laws are and the requirements in terms of like either signage display, things like that. Like what are my minimal requirements? Wait, all that jazz. So it helps me out. That way I'm not investing in something that the state's gonna be like, oh, tear it down. And then I'm out money.
Right. I also always ask Chat GPT for its sources, you know, like what sources did you get this information from? And then it gives me them because I like to fact check everything because I have found a lot of cases where Chat GPT doesn't deliver correct information.
Yeah. Because again, it's not perfect.
Right. Well, that's why I always say, show me the source that this came from. Then I can always click through that source and read the source material that it pulled the information from, you know?
Yeah, because a lot of times with those source materials, like we can tell if it's a website sewn through together, if it's like a very credible source, right? Like I think being wrestling fans and using the dirt sheets have helped me definitely identify what's credible and what's not and everything now.
Dude, there's so much fake news out there, anyways, bro. Every day I turn on social media, I'm seeing some shit and I'm like, oh, fuck, we did what? I'm like,
Yep.
damn, we did that. And then I go on the actual internet and I'm like, that didn't fucking happen. What the fuck? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I can't find nothing about this. I don't know where people are
Yeah, I'm
getting this
like, what
from.
the fuck, motherfuckers? Like, y'all motherfuckers have put some dirt shit out there just to get some fucking likes on your fucking post, bro. Like,
Clickbait.
I hate how much misinformation's out there now, dude. It's like as if it's not already bad enough. You know what I mean? Without
Mhm.
AI, now you put AI in the mix, and it's like fucking throwing gasoline on the fire of misinformation, bro.
Dude, and that's like anything in this world, though, all it takes is one person to say something that might catch fire, and then as soon as that fire catches, it spreads, right? It is the epitome of uh, I heard it, so I'll tell it. And that's with everything, man. Uh, and the tattoo industry is no different. Everything is constantly evolving, and the tattooers always hear like you hear about the this company or that company or all that jazz and who's selling, who's buying. So it's
Robots
always it's always what's hot in the industry these days.
and robots are tattooing on people now too, and that's a true story.
You know what? Now I will say this, okay? Um, no robot will ever be able to do what we do, right? Now, can you get tattooed by a robot? Sure, but it is a very minimal, simple, like it's, like it can't replicate what we do because due to the fact of the human skin not being the same from human to human, right?
Not yet.
Between the shape, between the texture, between the density, uh every human is different. So no tattoo because a robot can't replicate feel. A robot can't replicate feel. Robot can't replicate the fact that my client today had no redness or irritation, but my client tomorrow is gonna fucking bleed like a stuffed pig. That robot can't replicate that 80-year-old lady compared to the 20-year-old man whose skin is paper thin and will blow out or shred with the slightest touch.
Well, supposedly that black dot machine can analyze skin.
I don't, know. I don't care what they say, bro. It could be black. Fucking, it's gimmicky shit. I'm telling you now, gimmicky shit.
Right now, Cody, but what? You see how fast AI is advancing, bro. What's going to happen in the next 5 years? You don't think there's going to be humanoid robots walking around doing shit that humans are doing right now? You don't
No,
think when you
the
go
most
to
they're gonna do is take your order at a restaurant.
and bring you your food?
Nope.
Yes, they will. They'll be in the
You know why?
kitchen cooking your food. They'll be behind the
Because the
bar serving
because
you your
the
drinks.
because the cost of that, people are too shitty. Okay, so let me help you out here. The average person is too shitty. It would cost them more money to hire that robot and constantly fix that robot where someone thinks it's funny to knock that thing over.
Ain't gonna happen, bro.
It will. Someone's gonna be a dickhead and fuck with that robot.
It ain't even gonna be a robot, bro. It's gonna be a fucking machine. You're gonna go. They already have them. Think about it. You can
Yeah, I
go to.
see them where they roll around town.
You can. No, I'm saying you can go to Kohl's and buy a fucking countertop cocktail machine that you put on your countertop, and it puts these little fucking things in. You go up and say, "I want a fucking margarita with 2 shots of tequila in it," and then it just dispenses the damn drink in the glass you put under there. You don't think they can advance that technology to make it where you go up to the bar, you scan a little QR code, open an app on your phone, you order what drink you want, and then this machine just spits out the drink for you. It's poured
I
perfectly. You're removing the element of people stealing your liquor from the bar. That's the main problem of owning a bar, bro, is that bartenders steal. Like they overpour, they underpour, they cheat, they fill bottles with water. Like I've known this shit because I've known people that have been in the bar industry and I've heard all this shit. Like you take the human element out, you remove all that. So yeah, maybe it's more expensive to have that robot, but it's only more expensive one time. You're not having to hire and fire people. You're not having to worry about your liquor getting stolen. Bro, I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
don't know. I don't see it happen in the next 5 years. I'm not saying we won't enter a future where that's a thing. I just don't see it in the next 5 years.
You don't think Hollywood's gonna die at the hands of AI? You don't think
No.
you don't think you're gonna start seeing full production AI movies come out, fully
I
generated by AI in the
10
next
years,
5 years?
10 years.
5 years, bro. Not even. I'll bet you by next year you'll see a full generated AI movie.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you where we have gotten Hollywood. I heard that CGI in the new Superman movie was by far the best CGI that's ever been in any movie.
I seen. Did you see the movie?
I haven't yet, but I've heard it's probably one of the best DC movies ever made.
I saw it. It was all right. It
All
was
right.
it was an 8 out of 10.
They said the CGI was top notch and the fight sequences were amazing.
It was good in that regard.
Would you say it's one of the best DC movies they've made in a long time?
Well, DC movies aren't very good anyway, so
Would you say it was one of the best DC movies they've made in a long time?
well,
They're gonna be good
probably.
now because they got James Gunn directing them. They got the guy who did the Guardians of the Galaxy, bro.
Well, dude, that's the funny part is that I feel like that Superman movie was very it made me feel it felt very much Guardians of the Galaxy to me.
Because James Gunn did
Yeah. It
it.
felt like for example, like Crypto, the crypto dog, I
Hmm.
feel like I feel like was very reminiscent of Rocket Raccoon,
Yep,
a support character that was there for comedic purposes.
it should have been.
And then you have the Green Lantern and Hawk Girl and Mr. Terrific, which I felt like they had more fight sequences than I feel like Superman had in the movie.
They were relevant to a long term story.
And then also, I mean, I don't want to put too many spoilers out about the movie, but I feel like they introduced characters in the beginning and then they didn't utilize them throughout the rest of the movie, so I didn't really understand that. So I took a couple points away for a couple things like that, but overall I think the movie was pretty good.
Well, they're setting themselves up for a franchise, not just a one off, and that's how we
Right.
got to look at it.
Right.
That guy is rebuilding the entirety of that whole DC franchise. James Gunn is repairing what has been bad damage since, and there hasn't been a good movie since The Dark Knight.
So if you're wait, if you're gonna bring the Justice League into play, which is what he's setting up,
Hmm.
does that mean you're reintroducing a new Batman character too?
You either that or you go with the one that's current, which my understanding, the dude
Robert
from Twilight
Pattinson
has
Batman?
he hasn't been a bad Batman. People like him.
That's a much darker version than the Superman movie was.
He's intended to be.
I
He's
don't
not
know how
supposed to be
you
a light one.
yeah, but I don't know how you integrate those two storylines.
You just do. Because my understanding, like, you just got to make it work.
The aesthetic just doesn't even fit with the Superman aesthetic, bro. It just doesn't. Same thing with Wonder Woman. I mean, I feel like those Wonder Woman movies they made were great. Their latest ones that came out. Awesome movies. They're some of my favorite DC movies, the Wonder Woman ones,
They're gonna get hit with a reboot though.
but same thing, you can't introduce that version of Wonder Woman into this version of Superman. It doesn't fit aesthetically, I don't think.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get hit with a reboot. Is what I'm thinking. Uh, uh, and that's just like the nature of everything, man. We're in a time right now where DC's repairing uh uh everything they're doing. DC's got a lot of fucking shit to fix, and you start with you start with Superman. You start with when you think of DC, you think of Batman and Superman, right or wrong.
Yeah, I mean Superman. Yeah, Batman,
You
Superman, for
you
sure.
had those are your core foundations of both sides of the same coin. You have you got two heroes. Those are your probably most iconic DC superheroes.
So you don't think AI is going to creep into all that?
No. AI will help. Hey, don't mistake it. AI is going to help generate a lot of the visual aesthetics that are coming. They'll use it for like backdrops, things like that.
I suppose AI can well, Hollywood can kind of work to keep AI out of their industry. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you control it, you can say, "Don't do this."
and a guy like me or you couldn't produce a Superman or Batman movie with AI and get it
Mm,
anywhere. I mean, we get sued. Our ass would get sued off.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but you can create new characters. You can
yeah.
create new stories. You can create dynamic things with AI, and I do think people will do that.
Which again goes back to it can be used as a tool to create. It's not intended to be the end all, but it is intended to help be a tool. Um, I think AI again controversial. It's a good clip. I think AI is good for tattooing if used as a tool, not as the final product.
So, are you using it?
Oh yeah, I use AI as a tool all the time.
So how do you
I do.
use it? Because at the beginning, you're like, I'm not a fan of it.
So, because again, I didn't understand AI, but as I've learned to use AI for a proper tool, I've become a fan of it. I'll have certain situations where like I might need something from a certain perspective, right? So I'll take my base image and I'll use it to be like, hey, I need this, but I need this in this perspective. I'll use it to generate that perspective, then I'll redraw it using that as my like mold,
So
you know?
give me an example of something that
Okay,
you recently did.
man, you know what? I tattooed my girl's father in St. Louis. I tattooed my girlfriend's father in St. Louis. He got the cover of Castlevania, the very original game.
Okay.
I'll set it on the counter. He got the cover of Castlevania on his leg, right? The problem was I needed yes, I needed it to sorry, my kid is trying to clean up the kitchen, mom. His tism brain is tisming right now. I needed to generate it. But the problem was, the OG cover is very simplistic and cartoony. So I needed to get the same perspective of this vampire, but a little more realistic features, and I needed to kind of give it this etching feel because it was a big, bright, colorful kind of cartoony drawing from the 90s. And so I was like, hey, help me generate this, keeping the same. I was like, keeping the details in the foundation, but make the vampire a little more realistic. Simplify this area, and I'll use it to give me the base, and then from there I can create what I need to create.
So are you using it all the way to like, are you basically then taking that image, printing it off, turning it into a stencil, or are you putting it into
Nope.
Procreate? What are you doing with it?
I'm putting it into Procreate and redrawing a lot of things. I'm just using it as my tool, as my reference layer. I'm using AI to create references is what I'm using.
You're not using the color palettes it produces or anything like that?
Bro, anyone that knows me real quick that has seen, and you've been around me long enough, Rob, have you ever, and anyone can look, nobody has ever seen me have a color reference up in my tattooing.
No, you just pull it out your brain.
Out of my brain. Ask anyone that's ever watched me tattoo. At no point will you ever see me keep a color reference up, because the way my fucking brain works, I don't know. I'm fired off on a different level on my color scheme. I think I got a touch of the tism myself when it comes to my colors. I do whatever fits right, I think, in the aesthetics of that person's skin and the tattoos around it.
Got you. That makes sense.
I don't color reference anything when I tattoo. I look at them like, okay, this will look good with this today.
So you're taking your AI image, bringing it into Procreate, revising whatever you want to revise, turning that into your line drawing and stenciling it from there, and then the color comes from your brain while you're doing the tattoo.
Yep. It is intended to be a tool, not an end all. People, if anyone who's like AI is bad for art, AI is bad for art when it is used as 100% reason to monetize, right? There are people that go to these conventions that'll set up like art boosts of 100% AI generated art. Shit you made in 5 minutes. You're profiting in 5 minutes of work. That's where it's wrong. Like, you're taking credit for something you didn't do. You didn't create this. You fucking let AI generate it. Now, if you use that as your tool to create actual art, great. And the reason I know they didn't create it, because there'll be things like, I'll see anime characters with their logos backwards, or like, clearly you don't watch the show, because there are certain key features, like Naruto's got a leaf, he's got a symbol on his helmet, and that symbol will be kind of fucked up, right? Like, that lets me know you didn't make that, and you just threw some shit together and fucking ChatGPT and ran with it.
But anybody that's smart enough is going to know to change that shit.
Dude, you would be
Fact
surprised.
check, Cody. That's what I'm saying. Fact check.
You will be surprised how many people just trust that AI to make that so they can make their money.
Fact check, bro. Got to fact check.
Yeah. Also, just don't make it your end all.
Right.
It's not, as long as it's just a fucking tool. It is just a tool. It is not a final product, man. Use it. I live by the idea of just use it as a reference. It is a reference material. It is a limitless reference material that, versus like a Google, because Google's only going to show you the most popular things. Same with fucking Pinterest and everything else. Like, if I said it before, if I see a lion, bro, that fucking 3/4 perspective lion with his roaring at this like underneath angle, I've seen a tattoo done 100,000 times because I've done it 100,000 times. Now you can give me a new version of that lion.
And
That's
you'll
what
see
AI
that
can
one.
do.
You won't see that one done 100,000 times because AI doesn't repeat itself.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now let's talk. I think probably the most valuable thing to talk with you about is conventions, because you're the convention master.
I don't know about that, but I'm on the road a lot.
You have
And
been for a long time.
I'll say this, man. I think conventions are incredibly important to anyone's tattooing. I think they are, in terms of networking, building relationships, not just with artists, but with these companies. It is a good way to put your name out there. When I first started doing conventions, man, I had this idea. Okay, bud. I had this idea that I wanted to chase trophies. Um, because I thought the trophies were gonna make my career. Okay. I was that dude. And it's funny, I've shared this story, even though this piece of shit doesn't ever answer his phone. Scotty Whitaker, this motherfucker never answers his phone. The Scotty was a wake up call for me, in terms of conventions. Um, because I was at like I need that trophy, right? Like I need that win to validate that I'm a good artist. And I was in Minnesota in 2020, and I did my tattoo. I was waiting for tattoos today. This was back when he was working. It was right before COVID hit. And I'm pacing back and forth in the room. And Scotty comes over and like snatches me, like aggressively, like fucking drags me. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm waiting for a judge." And he's like, "Yeah, but look at you. You're pacing like a fucking madman over a piece of plastic and a piece of wood that don't fucking mean dick." He's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "How many of those do you have at your shop already? Why do you care?" And like laid into me. And then I sat and I thought, I was like, damn, he's right. What am I doing? Why do I need this? I've done everything I wanted to do in tattooing. I don't need that shit no more. And from there, it just really changed my whole outlook on it. And now I think, uh, because I got a lot to look, I could talk all day about conventions, and I'll start with the trophy aspect. I think the trophies should be more for the client than the artist. Bro, I've given away the last fucking few years of trophies that have even won. My clients like, "I want there." I'm like, "Go for it." And then they'll like, "Oh, we got it." I'm like, "Cool, take it with you. Have fun. It's a memory for you." I got paid and I did a dope tattoo. I'm good. I don't need that fucking plastic to verify it. That's for
Right,
them.
right. So, conventions changed a lot now since you started doing them to now for a lot of reasons. They've gotten
So many.
bigger. There's a lot more of them. How do you, I mean, I have a lot of questions for you regarding conventions, so I guess we can just kind of check a few things off. And if you don't want to get specific about anything, or if there's like secrets that have taken you a long time to learn how to do things that you don't necessarily want to share, don't feel like you have to just because I asked the question, just say, hell, fuck off or whatever. But like, if would you say you're on the road more than you're at home?
Um, I think it varies. Uh, I'd say I'm close to 50-50, but it's seasonal for me, right? The fall is where I do less of my traveling.
Do you make more
Um,
money on the road or do you make more money at home? And I guess maybe does that vary too, depending?
I think it is about the same. I've owned my shop for a decade. Um, I've established myself in my career really good to where I'm cool wherever. You know what I mean? Like I've got a really good clientele base at home, but I've traveled enough to where anywhere I go, I also have a good clientele base. So, um, I'm okay either way. I know there are a lot of people who right now the economy is not well. Like, let's be honest here, tattooers are having a really hard time. And especially for those tattooers that are in smaller towns. And so a lot of them are going to do better on the road. Uh, I know people that are paying their home bills by traveling and doing conventions because home life is just harder in their small towns. So I think I've been in it long enough. This is year 17 for me, um, which is no short feat, almost 2 decades doing the same thing. Uh, I'm lucky because I've been in the same area for so long. I didn't come in like I come in during a recession back in '08,
Hmm.
So I learned to tattoo when no one had tattooing.
Right.
No one had money. So I'd sit for months not tattooing. Now these guys, tattooers will, if they go a day or two without tattooing, they're like, "Oh man, it's dead." You don't know what dead is.
Right. Do you have any periods like that now? Are you tattooing every day pretty much that you want to?
So I'll tell you this. I'm tattooing every day. Um, in my shop, there are 6 of us. I got a couple guys that do need walk-ins. And we do have these little spurts that'll kick in where the walk-ins will, like a week or two, we'll see a dramatic dip in our walk-ins. And so it adds a little stress. And so, I'm a big believer in like, hey man, something's better than nothing. I've talked about this online openly and to a lot of people. Like, tattooers have boxed themselves out, Rob. We make a lot of fucking money doing what we do, right? Rob, if I make $500 a day, that's amazing. Who do you know not tattooing making $500 a day? Not Joe Schmo making $30 an hour in a warehouse.
Right.
500 a day, 5 days a week. That's $2,500 a week. That is 10 grand a month. If you can't pay your bills on 10 grand a month, you need to reevaluate your life choices. And that's the reality of it. Tattooers have spoiled themselves to where they feel like validated in that, man, I have to get that $1,000 a day. I have to get that minimum $1,500 a day. Hey, bro, if I make $500 in a day, I'm happy.
Right.
My brother's working in a warehouse making $33 an hour and working 8 to 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
I'm working 3 to 4 hours a day. If I make $500, I'm cool.
I'm good.
I'm good,
Yeah,
bro.
we just talked about it yesterday. We were having this conversation because the shop up in Canada has been kind of slow, and I'm like, dude, I'm taking whatever comes in the door. I'm not
Bro,
even gonna argue about it, bro. You want redemption tattooed backwards on your forehead? I'll do it. Whatever. You know what I mean?
how much you got in your pocket? Let's run it, bro. How much do you got?
Whatever you
Bet,
want, bro.
If I'm sitting on my hands, I would rather make something than nothing. I don't care. But that circles back into that convention life too, right?
Yeah.
Right now, like, especially if you ain't doing nothing, bro. If I'm not doing anything at a show, okay, I've done good to be able to do what I do. If I got a cancellation and Joe Schmo comes up to me and wants a tribal armband and he's got money to spend, bro, I'm doing a fucking tribal armband. I don't care. I don't care.
Exactly.
I'm running it, bro. I got a mortgage.
Do you think that's where a lot of artists are still slow because they're not flexing on what they'll do? They're just stuck in that I only want to tattoo anime characters, or I only want to tattoo specific things, or
I think that is a partial thing. I think the other partial thing is just, bro, the average tattooer doesn't want to. They're like, I'm not tattooing that for that little money. Like,
how many? Well, I mean, since you're out on the road so much and you have so much cross exposure with different artists, would you say that the tattoo landscape is well-rounded overall? Meaning, do you think the average artist out there tattooing has a well-rounded skill set in regards to being able to do, script, being able to do a portrait, being able to do, or do you think artists are pretty much just like, I'm a color artist and I can only do color, bold line, new school type of stuff, or I can only do photorealism, or I can only do lettering, or I don't fuck with line work? How do you feel like the landscape looks in that regard?
the landscape is nowhere near what it was when me and you got into it. When me and you started tattooing, street shop, you do whatever the fuck come through that door, right or wrong. Hey, bro, if you
Right.
wanted lettering, we got it, man. You want tribal, I got you. You wanted some fucking traditional shit, I got you.
But even
I
back
think
in
social
even
media
back
played
then,
into that.
well, even back then, Cody, you might still have that. I think a lot of shops still have that. You have 6 artists in a shop, and each artist has a different skill set, right? So,
Yeah.
like, for example, I don't fuck with lettering. I mean, I'll do it. It's not my
Yeah.
favorite thing to do, but I got a guy in the shop that'll do that shit and kill it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you over there to that guy.
Yeah, so my shop's got a diverse people. But I think in general, in terms of the landscape of tattooing, especially like on the road, like at shows, the average tattooer has no longer a social media made it to where, like, clients now, they don't care about being diverse. They don't want a diverse artist. They want an artist that does what they're looking for. So there's no need to be, I hate to say it like that too, because I've always preached having a good skill set in tattooing. But the reality is, I think the need to be diverse has gone out the door. I think the need to be diverse is no longer what it was. I think now it is a very situational thing. Like, you'll only need to be diverse if you're in a fucking really small town, where your product don't sell. But like on the road, bro, being I am busier now than I ever was being a one-trick pony.
I see a lot of artists sitting still at shows not doing nothing.
It's because they price themselves out. They're too good to tattoo. Or the other issue at shows is if you notice those guys that are sitting still, it's because they're sitting there on their iPad or on their phone in the back of the booth waiting for someone to come to them. Like that convention life, bro, you have to be a hustler. You gotta be able to talk to people, man. And the average person that comes to these shows, they're scared to initiate conversation because they don't want to bother the artist. Most of these people are introverts. So they don't want to like engage, and they also want to feel wanted. They want you to want them to get tattooed, right? So like if I'm not doing nothing and I catch people walking by, I'm gonna fish. And you ask anyone that booths with me, bro, they'll tell you the same thing. Like, Cody, if you're not tattooing that day, I'll have you tattooing within an hour. Because I'll talk to someone and I'll engage with them. By the end of it, I'll have you tattooing within an hour. Like, all because I just initiated conversation with people. I'll catch people walking because we see it. They do the shark thing where they every other booth, or they just walk down the middle and they're glancing, right? And so with them glancing at booths, they're not really looking at portfolios. So you got to reel them in. And most of these people don't want to be the ones to engage that conversation to reel the client in. And me, I'm a fisher, bro. I'm a hustler. I saw ice to an Eskimo.
Can you pick your ideal client out of a crowd when they're walking by, or do you have a sense for that?
100%.
Or do you just fish
100%.
for whoever?
100%. I can fish for my clients. But then, like, if it's a case where I'm just, hey, man, I'm just trying to get my people busy, I'll fish for whoever. But, like, if I'm looking for, like, a niche, I can read the client.
What's your pickup line?
I see you, like, hypothetically, I catch these people walking, right? My first engagement is like, I see you walking. You're walking, but you're not stopping to do anything. Why don't you come look at some portfolios? And then that gets them to come over, and then that engages them. Then I'm like, are you guys just now getting here? Blah, blah, blah. They'll start talking. They're chit-chatting. I'm figuring out if they're new, if they just got there. Because if they just got there, they want to have time to walk around, right? Cool. So instead of pressuring them into that tattoo, I just start talking about what we do in the booth, right? This is what we do. What are you looking to get done? And then they start talking about their ideas. A lot of times they're going to be like, I don't know. You'll hear that. I don't know. I'm just kind of looking. And I don't know isn't I don't know. I don't know is, well, I don't want to bother you. And so then I'm like, man, you got to know something. You paid to come here. You paid to park. Like, if you could get one tattoo right now, what would you get? And then that's when everything comes out. That's when it all comes out. And then they start talking about it. And I'm like, well, look, here's what we do here. We can easily do this for you. Are you working with a budget? That's my next question. And they'll either say no or yes. If they say yes, I'm like, how much you got? And again, 9.5 out of 10 times, I'm going to say yeah, because I'd rather not be sitting on my hands. I don't give a fuck what it is, bro. You got something? Let's go. But then if they say no, I'm like, all right, I'll have a price idea in my head. I'm like, feel free to check some stuff out. I know you're just getting here. But if they've been here for a little bit, I'm going to reel them in. I'm going to make that sell. Got the gift of gab, Rob.
So that leads to another question. Now, because one thing I hear from traveling artists and their struggles is like there's an artist, for example, that I was talking to yesterday, and I'm not going to put them out on the spot, but they were telling me that they're going to be backing off conventions because they're just not making enough money at conventions anymore. And I've had this conversation with a lot of artists that travel, right? Like,
Mhm.
how do you travel affordably? You know, like some artists have tricks on how to save on airfare. Some artists have, tricks on how to save on hotel rooms, or they find cheaper ways to stay places, or some of them, hell, even sleep in their damn cars when they drive to shows. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen it across the board all over the place. You know what I mean? So like,
And we've done it all across the board.
so so with you, with you, traveling as much as you do, you know, how do you keep your return on your investment in the green all the time?
So I approach everything the same way. I look at what I would make at home. Okay. So hypothetically at home in my head on a Friday and Saturday, I need to make, I would make 2 grand staying at home over 2 days, right? So in my head, okay, I have 3 days to make 2 grand. So I at least need to make that. And then, okay, say it's going to cost me between booth, hotel, and say I fly. We're talking maximum expense. I got $1,500 in, right? So I need to make $3,500 to offset that. Now I got to do that over 3 days, so I got to make close to $1,200 a day. And tattooing, that's not unrealistic. So that's my goal. I set up a goal of 3,500 a day, right? But I also look at it as like, hey man, as long as I at least break even in the cost of my trip, I'm okay. I don't do conventions for the top value. I do them for the opportunities that they bring me, whether it is the networking, whether it is meeting new people, whether it is putting my face in front of the companies that I want to notice me. Um, or if it's just to go see some fucking friends. Honestly, dude, you know what's really making me travel a lot right now? I'm dating a girl that works for Troy.
Yeah, yeah.
So it gives me an opportunity to see her when I go places. Yeah, that's what keeps me traveling right now. I get to see someone I like.
But you were traveling a lot before that.
Yeah, but like now that's my motivation, right? Like because I've done all those other things, right? I've been fortunate, but I still make new friends. So that's the other bonus. Like I make new friends everywhere I go, which allows me to where if I travel to another state and I want a guest spot, I got homies at guest spot. I've been dragging some friends with me everywhere these past few shows. My buddy John Chamberlain and Dusty out of Minnesota, and my friend 11 and Peaches out of Missouri. I met 11 and Peaches at a small show in Chicago at the end of the year in October of last year. And I really encouraged them to start traveling more because it was like, how do you do it? And I'm like, you just got to get out. I met them at a show that Electrum sponsored, by the way. And they got some Electrum goodies and they absolutely loved them. But I was like, yeah, dude, I'm plugging them in with the different stuff. And they're like, how do you do it? I'm like, you just got to take those risks because those risks open up doors. And now they've done a few shows with me. They've done Chicago with me. They did Kansas City with me. They did that show with me. And they're like, okay, I see now because they've gotten to meet so many new artists. They've gone to a bunch of new places and they've done a lot of really cool things, doing a lot of stuff with people they like who normally wouldn't have met. Same with my buddy John. John works with a guy named Sean up in Minnesota at a shop called Dragonland. Sean's been in the industry for like 30 years. Sean did Troy's entire right leg.
Okay.
Sean is an absolutely phenomenal artist, by the way. It's super dope, like Japanese guy. Like his Japanese work is beautiful. Dude's been tattooing for like 30 plus years. The shop has been around for like 25 years. John's booked out over a year. But he's so talented and has just been stuck in his bubble, though. I've been pushing him to get out of his bubble. And so this year he's done Nashville with me. He just did Denver with me, which is 2 in a month. And then I'm dragging him to Savannah. He's doing Anime Inc. He's like, dude, this is amazing. I'm like, yeah, bro, like opening up these doors, that is the importance of traveling. Like, so going back to the money thing, as long as you break even, like I get it, man, we all got bills, but some things have such more of a long-term effect than just paying your bills. It is the long play, not the short play. Like paying your bills is cool, but setting yourself up for that success long term, that's why we travel. And I get it, it's scary spending that money. Just aim to a goal of making your money back, bro. If I make 1,500 over a weekend, over 3 days, bro, that's $500 a day. I'm happy.
You didn't make any money, and you could have stayed home and made money.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't have met the people I did. I wouldn't put myself in front of the people I did, and it wouldn't open up the doors in my career that it opened up.
So let's
That
talk
is,
about some of that. Well, let's talk about the doors in your career, right?
okay.
You worked a
Which
lot
which
with. Well,
go
let's
ahead.
talk about Axis because I feel like that's been probably your most involved relationship, the one you've had the most involvement with over the years.
Yeah,
I
so
feel
I'll
like
talk
you
about
more
that.
or less became the face of Axis for a long time.
Yeah, unintentionally, by the way. It just kind of happened. Which I want to preface. I got a story I want to preface that'll lead into Axis. So allow me to go. Like it's not a story as much as just like I want to give Trey praise. Like I know people feel how they feel about conventions, but I have to give praise to Troy Temple because the Villain Arts opened up a lot of doors in tattooing for companies. There's a lot of tattooers and a lot of companies that would not have their face on the market if it wasn't for the Villain Arts. Troy built a method for the industry to flourish in front of the everyday person. Ink Master become mainstream, right? But Troy kept those Ink Masters in front of people. Those guys would have been forgot. I hate to say it like that, but a lot of them would have been forgot about
Yeah,
to the everyday person if they weren't at Troy shows.
right.
Troy gave a lot of artists opportunities that normally wouldn't get opportunities. Troy gave a lot of companies opportunities to be seen in front of tattooers that normally wouldn't be seen. A company like Axis. And so without a convention as the magnitude of the Villain Arts, I wouldn't be where I would be at. Because it opened the door for me to meet Axis. When I started using Axis, I was using their Feiyu. I just used their Feiyu. Some buddies of mine were using them. Tyler Pritchett was using it, and Tyler was like, "Dude, try it out and hit them up." And I hit Giz up. The Axis is a 4-man team, and I'm one of those 4 out of Kentucky. Much like Electrum, it is a small family business. It is not some big corporate house. The only thing we've ever done not in-house was our batteries that we put out a couple years ago, and then our motors. Everything else is made at home. Dan does everything himself in terms of the design. Dan and Giz do so much work on those. Dan's sister does the repairs. They do all of that themselves. There isn't this big fucking corporate backing.
Right.
And there isn't this big outsource of things. It is done at home. And Dan is hands-on with absolutely everything. For the longest time, if there was a repair, Dan was the guy that had his hands in every repair. Axis in 2019, and when I think about this, I always get chills because in 2019 when they launched, we couldn't keep our hands on them. We couldn't. That was the hottest machine on the market, made by a dude in the middle of Kentucky.
Right. Right.
Dan worked for Kingpin for years. He worked for Kingpin for a long time. A lot of people don't know that. And then he made his own coil machine called Vital Machines. And then from Vital Machines, it led into the Axis Direct, to the Feiyu, the Valhalla. And I don't want to spill the beans too much since we're on this podcast, but we've been dropping little teasers. And all I'm saying is the Valhalla changed the game once, and Dan's going to change the game again in 2025.
The Valhalla changed the game with the adjustable stroke.
And Dan is going to revolutionize tattooing again in 2025.
Yeah. Did he should have patented that adjustable stroke. He didn't patent it, did he?
No, because I think there were limitations on that. I don't know too much about the logistics of patenting. But if you look at Dan, if you look at that machine, not only did he make the adjustable stroke that other companies are using, his stroke settings Nobody was using a 4.2 stroke before Axis. Now a lot of people use a 4.2 stroke, including Bishop. Nobody used a 4.2 before Axis.
See, that's like the advice that I give to everybody out there trying to make things in the marketplace, bro. Like, you got to lock that shit down, man. Like, you got to find a way to patent that stuff and protect it because, like you said, now everybody's using it, and then that just takes away. I mean,
So
if
the hardest part about patents in the machine game is there's always loopholes, right? There's always a loophole in the machine game to where you can do it as long as it's not set up the same way, right? So as long as they're adjustable stroke, like with Dan, I think the adjustable stroke could only be patented in the way he did it, but like not the concept of the adjustable stroke overall. And that's like when you would see them instead of 5, they'd have 7. Like Peak uses a 7 stroke. Like there's ways around it. So like Dan's got shit that he's obviously got like locked down that's his. And that dude is we just finished phase 2. We haven't put it out there yet. By the time this launches, it'll be out there. But we just finished phase 2 of prepping for the next wave. We've cleared inventory. We sold out of all of our machines to make room for what we're doing next. Like, we're not making any more Valhallas for now.
you will again eventually, but just not right now.
Not right now. Because everything we're doing is being thrown directly at the wireless. We are going cordless, we're going hands off, and without saying too much, it's not exactly the best marketing strategy because most companies want you to buy multiple products. This will probably be the only machine you ever have to buy.
Yeah.
So,
When's
full
that coming
circle.
out? When's that dropping? You said
Listen, man,
2025. You got a release date?
don't have a release date, but I'll keep you in the loop, Rob.
You got pre-orders, taking pre-orders?
Um,
Can I get one on pre-order, bro? Can I send you my deposit right now?
I'll make sure we figure something out for you, Rob. I'll make sure we figure something out for you. But with Axis, man, what ended up it got me like, as we're storytelling, what led me in with Axis was I hit them up and then I joined their pro team. And then when the Valhalla dropped again, because they're a small company, like again, you only got a couple people that work for you. They needed a presence at shows. And so they put in the group of like, hey, do any artists want to help run the booths at conventions? And a couple people had offered to do shows here and there, but me and Six, you remember Six, right? The EMC lot, big two beards.
Yeah.
Me and Six offered to like be the ones that are available most of the time. And so me and Six were going a lot of places. What helped with me is while I was tattooing, I was also selling all the machines I had. So I could do my job and sell out product, but also put the product in front of a lot of people's faces. I sold a lot of machines for that fucking company in that first year, to where it leaned into more just me being the one going. And then it went from me being the guy there to, okay, now I'm helping out doing social media stuff. And then I'm helping out that where I was on payroll. Axis takes really good care of me in terms of things. They've always been good to me. So that's the company that like, I was like, man, they opened the door for me to travel. And they allowed me to be put into a lot of people's faces. And so I always want to return that favor. But on top of that, they're really good people. When the Valhalla dropped, they ran into some hiccups. We had some cam issues. Dan ate the price point of fixing every single machine for like the first 2 or 3 years. If someone had a problem, Dan didn't charge anybody to repair. Customer service is their biggest thing. Um, and they ate the bullet on everything every time because they wanted to ensure that the customer was taken care of. And that's
Right.
what kept people coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so between the sales points, we had an affordable machine, uh, and people knew that their product was guaranteed. And then with me, I think me being the social butterfly that I am, being able to talk to people, I think it just people trusted me on the product. I let my work speak for myself. We had guys like Marshall Bennett on our team, Cody Reed, Janelle, uh, Robbie Ripple. I mean, we got some hitters on our fucking team, man, that are just like out here killing it. James Vaughn rocks with us, man. Like we got a lot of names. That Cody Gower guy's not bad.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of The Business of Tattooing. Now, let's talk some real business. You're already using Electrum products. You're already tagging Electrum products because you love Electrum products. But why aren't you getting paid for using and tagging Electrum products? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because you haven't signed up to Electrum Insiders yet. But now you can, and it's real easy. Just scan this QR code on your screen or go to electrumsupply.net today to learn about Electrum Insiders and how you can earn cold hard cash for doing what you're already doing. We want to thank you at Electrum for using our products, so we created the Electrum Insiders program exclusively for artists just like you. So don't hesitate. Get on over to electrumsupply.net today and start earning money for the content that you're already creating. Now, let's get back to this week's episode. So, do your artists sponsorships are kind of a controversial topic too. Artists feel different ways about them, right? So how do you, and we've talked about this stuff a lot, you and I,
Mhm.
and I've openly talked about struggles with sponsorships from a business owner's perspective and just trying to keep things fair for everyone, the company and the artist. How do you guys navigate that on the Axis side of things? Do you ever, what do you expect from an artist that you bring on the Axis Pro team?
There's a bare minimum level, bro. And me and you've talked about this. I feel like if we're giving you product, the least you can do is tag us. The least you can do is let people know you use our product, right? If you're gonna be on our team, you just gotta let people know you're using us. You know, Otherwise, like, the fuck's the point? What's the point of being on a team if you're not gonna let anyone know that you're using that product? I mean, you've shared this conversation, and we have the same sentiment, right? Um, I'm all for. I get it, man. Artists, if the artist is gonna be promoting your product, pay the artist, blah 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 blah, which is not a bad thing, right? To a degree, right? It depends on what that is they're promoting. Like if I got an ink set out from Electrum and my name's on it, then I also got to be pushing that ink set. You know, like I can't just have my name on and expect it to sell. Like
Right,
I need to do my part. Um,
right.
Evan Olin's a prime example. That dude's got his own needles with FYT, right? He's got his own like box set. Evan pushes the fuck out of that box set. Evans markets it. Evan's been working with Monster Creations, which is a ink cap company. Pushes the fuck out of those caps, right? If his name's attached to it, he's pushing it. So I feel like if you're gonna put your name on it, you need to do your part as much as you expect the company to do their part.
Right.
It's a give and take, man.
I think
Like,
some artists really struggle with that part of it though. Like I see
well,
comments all the time on social media where they're like, "Oh, I can't believe this company expects you to make videos with their products. That's ridiculous. Fuck that. Blah blah blah. Fuck that." You know what I mean? And I'm just like, I don't. And then to your point, other artists are out there doing the damn thing, trying to hustle. You I would especially expect that if a company's paying an artist a commission on or like a
yeah,
royalty on the
yeah. If
product
you're
with their
making
name
money,
on it.
you need to do your. If you're getting paid, like especially like again, if I've got something out there that I'm getting money on, Why would I not do the extra hustle to push that product? I'm getting paid, bro. The fuck? Why am I not gonna push it to put some extra cheese in my pocket? What about you? I got a mortgage, bro. That thing's got to get paid. And if that can pay my mortgage,
And what else gets me, bro, is this has happened to me a few times. Let's just say an artist comes to you and they say, Cody, bro, Rob's coming to you right now. I'm like, Cody, bro, I got this game changer idea. I think this will fit good with Axis, bro. I think, look, here's an NDA. Let's sign this NDA. I'll show you my idea. Well, check this machine out that I designed. I think this is a step up from the Valhalla. It's the next big thing. And then Axis is like, hell yeah, dude, that shit's fucking tight. We need to do something with that, right? We're gonna put your name on that. We're gonna call this the Rob Machine Bar, whatever, and we're gonna pay you, you know, $5, $10 for everyone that sells with your name on it, right?
Mhm.
Oh fuck, sweet man, that's fucking sweet. Now all of a sudden, you as a company, we got all this hype going. Now you as a company go put all this money into making this machine, do all this marketing behind my name with the machine, and then all of a sudden, after the machine gets dropped, maybe like 2 weeks, I'm hyped about it. After that, I'm not dropping any more. I'm not talking about it anymore. I'm not showing no fucking pictures of it. I'm not nothing. Then you're sitting back here as a company like, what the fuck happened to Rob? Where'd he go? Like, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah, dude, we launched it. We launched this product and then they forgot about us. I'm a believer in like there is a again on something like that, a minimum at least once a month. At least
But
once a
Cody, what
month.
I'm saying is, how did they forget about you when they came to you with the idea? It was their idea.
Because they got it out there. Now people expect passive income to just happen. People expect to be able to just drop a product and the money is gonna make itself. That's not how it works. You can't just put out something and expect it to like generate all these different things, right? Like you can't just be like, oh shit, I launched it. Now it's making all this money and now I'm gonna get rich. Like, fuck no. It's no different than me and my business. I can't just open a tattoo shop and think everyone's gonna come get tattooed. No, you don't think I ain't fucking out here fucking spending money on fucking social media ads for my product? I ain't out here fucking constantly posting to push my shop. I push people at my shop, dude. I share their shit all the time. I'm plugging my own guys. I'm telling people to spend their money with them. And the thing is, I don't make profit on them. I make a booth fee, bro. So I'm still trying to build my brand, even 10 years later. Like, but people expect it to, oh, well, it's going to make its money now it's out there. No, no, no. Because if they don't see it, if they don't consistently have it reminded that it's in front of them, they're not going to push it. They're not going to want to go buy it. If I don't see it, I don't want it. And that's just the truth. You can't want something you don't see all the time.
And so then let me ask you this, because I think platforms like TikTok are changing the game now, right? As far as that whole goes, because now technically, bro, like we're going through this now where we're putting products on TikTok, like extra large armrest, for example, right?
TikTok shop.
Yeah, TikTok shop. But now, Cody, you can go on my TikTok shop. You can add my extra large armrest to your favorite items.
And I can get paid for it.
You can make up to 20% commission on selling one of those armrests just by making a video of you using it, putting a
Yep.
shop link in your video that goes to my shop page, and everyone that somebody buys with your link, you're making 20% of that sales price.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have to sponsor you to get that. I'm just paying you.
Nope. Nope. And that's just called being a collaborator.
And not only that, I can do that with a million artists if a million
Yeah.
artists want to make that 20%.
You can reach out to any artist on there that has got big following. Let's use Cody Montgomery, for example, which I know he's on the Electrum team. Cody Montgomery's got a big following. Like, hey, bros, here's an armrest. Tell people you do this armrest. Add a link. Because I've got a couple of them at my shop, by the way, just to be clear. A couple of those big old Electrum armrests in my studio. Things are great. Using these big platforms, like you said, we don't even have to sponsor people though. We don't. Like, I can just say, hey, tell people that you're using this. We'll send you some product. Tell me what you think. It's an
Right,
endorsement, not a sponsorship.
right. And all you gotta do is put a little 5-minute video together. 5 minutes of your time, make a video. Every one of those armrests that sells off of your link, you're gonna get paid $40.
Yep. Easy
Residual,
money.
residual, bro.
Easy. And those are the little things, right? And the thing is, what people don't realize is that 5 minutes you took to make that video. Now you can save that video, and now you can upload that video to your Instagram. And now you can upload that video to your Facebook. And now you can upload that video to YouTube. You can use that video on 3 other platforms. And if you've turned your shit into where you can monetize it, you're now monetizing your views. Every video I upload to fucking TikTok, I usually put them on my Facebook, my Instagram, or my YouTube.
You don't have a Twitter? I'm sorry, X?
I got an X. I don't use it. I follow like 6 pages on there. I don't like it.
X is doing good for some people, man.
I don't know, man. It's just too much work for me. I barely want to do what I do now. Only reason I can do what I do now because it saves the video and I can just click upload and call it a day. It's easy.
Yeah, I just think the point is I think social media is going to change the game a lot, dude. I mean, the funny thing is that most of the time as a company and a product developer, I don't generally go out and seek artists to collaborate with, right? Because it's not that I don't want to, you know what I mean? I just don't know how engaged the person's going to be, you know? I wait for people to come to me because I feel like they are already energized about the idea and they're going to automatically want to promote the idea. Unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, that doesn't prove true.
Yeah. It's because tattooers, especially the younger generations, the people, anyone that's been tattooing less than 10 years is the main problem. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them that like this less than 10-year thing, man. Everyone's looking for greener grass, right? And the problem is grass ain't always greener. Sometimes you jump and land in mud.
Well, you know, there's a big difference between the tattoo industry and like take for example the NBA or something, right, bro? Like Michael Jordan or LeBron James or these big name people get a shoe deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't even, all they got to do to promote those shoes is wear them on the court.
Yeah.
They don't have to make videos on social media blasting that shoe. But the difference is they're on TV in front of millions of people watching them play basketball. Those shoes are getting seen by 1 million people.
Well, dude, if you actually look, a lot of these guys now, they'll look at their social media. They have to do branded partnership videos. They do. They'll even put on their sponsored ad. They have to. Like, those are requirements now for these companies. I know this because I don't know if, you know, especially I got family that is a very predominant NFL player. And on his shit, man, like,
he's got it.
Well, when he does do a partnership thing, he has to, like, there's a video that they'll have to do a fucking marketing video. They'll do the marketing video, and he has to upload it and collaborate with them on it.
It makes sense, you know. It just doesn't seem to make sense in tattooing. That's the whole reason for the conversation, you know. It's like
the reason it don't make sense in tattooing is because the truth is tattooers want freedom, and they feel when they feel like they got to do these things, they feel like their brain says it takes away that freedom. They don't look at it from the fact of it benefits everybody as a whole, because the truth is the more you help this company push and grow, the more that company's gonna be able to do for you, right? You're not just helping. I'm going to use Electrum as an example, right? And Axis as an example. I'm going to use these 2 companies. When people support Electrum and Axis, they're not just helping Rob Smead. They're helping Rob. They're helping Andy. They're helping Adrian. You know, y'all got a few kids, man. They're helping Grop Pop's grandkids. They're helping, when you help Axis, you're helping Dan and Giz and their child. They're helping Cody take care of his mom and his son. You know, like, you're helping support the people that also work for the companies. And then you're helping that company grow to be able to give back into the artists that support them. Right? Electrum. I've been with you guys for a long time. But before I was with you, I was just a dude buying from you. Whether I'm just buying from you or I'm with you, every box from Electrum has a note to me. And it isn't just me. It is anyone that makes a purchase from Electrum. has a note personalized to that person, thanking them for their support. It has some candy to that person, stickers, little things like that. That's what they're supporting. They're supporting people that are just appreciative of that. And so when you support and you help push a product, you're allowing that company to grow, to give back to the people that supported them.
Right. Yeah, on the contrary, how do you feel about companies that offer sponsorships to everybody and anybody, and the sponsorships like, here's a 20% off coupon, and then they give that to everybody that wants it, and that's a sponsorship, quote unquote.
I mean,
There's a lot of that.
if we're not going to name names,
There's a lot of that going on.
I get the DMs regularly, probably every other day, from all the same shit in different boxes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To be truthful, I don't think discount codes are bad. But don't
No,
call
they're
it a
great.
sponsorship.
They're
Don't
great.
call it a sponsorship. Call it an endorsement. It's like, hey man, we want to give you an endorsement code. Here's 20% off, just to tell people you're using it. Because you're not fucking sponsored. You're endorsing the product. We're gonna give you a discount for endorsing our product. It's different, right? But they worded as sponsored, and what they do is they latch on to like these younger artists who don't have anything. And for them it's great. Like, oh, I'm sponsored by PPAX or all these other fucking needle companies. Right? Well, no, like,
Yeah, that's one. You know, Imala, I see them, man. They'll just be sending out emails, and they'll be like, "Oh, we'll send you fucking 20 free boxes of needles." And
bro, 20 boxes and then 50% off.
yeah, you know, that's a huge problem, dude, that I don't think people really understand, man, is like American companies have supported Chinese manufacturers for years and years and years and help those Chinese companies build their businesses to what they are. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
now they have a very reputable product.
And now, instead of supporting the companies that have helped them build their business for so many years, I mean, yeah, we'll still take your money and still build your needles for you. But oh, guess what? By the way, we're going to build a competing brand, and we're going to come right over into the United States and sell direct to your customers for half the price that you're selling your needles for, because we can manufacture them cheaper, and we don't have to pay tariffs if we only import 1 or 2 boxes of needles to the United States, where you're going to have to pay tariffs because you can't have the luxury of just ordering 1 or 2 boxes of your custom needles, because sorry, you got to order, you got to order 20,000 boxes at a time to be able to get the pricing that you're
Yeah.
getting, and all this shit. So it's just
You
really
got to order a
fucked
whole
up.
pallet. They could just ship a box.
It's just fucked up, dude. It's really
No,
fucked up.
it is. But again, we're dealing when we're dealing with international companies. Um, Product representation is different over there. As much as I dislike some of the tactics, I have to understand that is just how things are done there. Because again, the tattoo industry isn't the same everywhere, right? And so it's easy to reach out and say, hey, we'll hook you up, and boom. And again, for tattooers who are trying to save money now, 50 free fucking boxes or 20 free boxes and half
But
off.
but bro, that's so crazy, and it's defeating to me as a real creator in the space, right? Because like I don't just cookie cutter needles, bro. You know what I mean? Like my my needles aren't the same as 20 other needles out on the market,
No,
dude.
uh,
I've spent years doing research and development and trying to make a better needle and a better product,
no.
right?
And it's hard, dude. And the hardest part about it is, though, like, while it's defeating, the thing to remember, I've seen it with every single one of them, is the inconsistency and lower quality of those products, right? When they're throwing them away that cheap and that fast, quality control goes out the door. And so what happens with a lot of people is like, oh man, these are cool. They're all about them for a good month. And then they realize, damn, these suck.
And they go back to the
Yeah.
good shit.
You got to bust out 2 or 3 liners in a single tattoo.
Yeah, so
Damn, bro, my
you're
mag just
throwing
fell apart while I'm fucking running it.
you're throwing 30% of the box away.
And you're not getting the quality that you're used to getting from an Electrum, a Quadrant, an FYT, like a very reputable brand. And there's a lot, there's a lot of good quality brands out there right now, right? Like I don't get too caught up in the needle game, uh, because there's just so many options.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
uh, but I do feel that like, hey man, if they're throwing you shit like that and they're giving it away for that cheap,
There's a reason.
call it what it is. Like they're giving it to you at cost to them. Cost to them. Right? If you're getting needles that cheap, they're not making money. And for China to not make money, kind of a red flag there.
Yeah. It's crazy to me, man. It really is, dude. There's a lot of things that just don't make sense. It's hard to be a guy with morals and try to operate in a space that doesn't really have many. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we can't let duality and morality intertwine, right? Like everyone's moral compass is different. And that's the thing to remember. We all look at things from a different moral compass. And in terms of business, what is good morality for one person in business isn't good morality for another in business, right? And at the end of the day, business is business and morality has to go out the door when it comes to business. Um, and that's just what it is. And full circle while we're talking about morality in business, go back to the conventions, right? Um, you know what always blows my mind about conventions? And I hate to, I don't want to feel like I'm glazing a situation here, but I've shared this conversation with Troy before. Um, it blows my mind when I see tattoo conventions host and then they flop. Let me tell you why I'm confused why they flop. Because again, Troy Temple has laid out the floor plan very publicly on what makes a good convention.
Right.
Okay. What makes a successful convention? If you do what Troy does, you're gonna be busy. You know what that is? A good artist area, spending money on advertisements. Troy is very public with his advertisements. It's not some secret. Any show I go to, I see billboards in town. I see ads on Facebook and I see ads on Instagram.
You
You
know when
do
he's
that,
you know when he's coming to town or when he's going to be there.
it's right. If you do that, you're gonna run a successful show. And I've shared this with Troy about it. I'm like, I don't understand because now we see there are three, I won't say there's one big one and two medium ones in terms of the tattoo circuit now, right? One big one, two medium ones. We know the big one's Troy. And no matter what any of these guys do, no one's gonna be able to dethrone him. But then we see the Tattoo Fest. And then we see the Ink Master shows that are trying to brand out. And it's cool. I think those are good for business. I think healthy competition is good. Because people got to see what doesn't work to go back to what does work. Um, I've also gotten to the point where I enjoy my one-off shows.
The small
I,
ones.
I love my one-off shows, bro. I love my Hell Cities. I haven't done it yet. I got to meet the guy this year. I've only heard good things about the Indie Expo. He wants me there next year, so I'm gonna do Indie next year because I've only heard good things about that show, man. From all my homies that do it, everyone says Indie's great.
Yeah, yeah.
I do a show every year in Knoxville called the Knoxville Tattoo Convention, hosted by Danny Fugate.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that. I love that show, bro. That show's
You
been
still
great
do
to me.
State Street?
I don't do State Street no more. Because it just doesn't line up on a weekend for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing against State Street. I think State Street's great because it's a good one-off show, right? It's a small, homey show. My buddy Shaquem puts on a show in Alabama called Space City. It's a one-off show. It's a great show. Great one-off show.
What
I
about
love
Tattoo the Lou?
Tattoo the Lou. That don't even go on no more.
Oh, that one's not happening now?
Tattoo the Lou in St. Louis is done.
Really?
Yeah, it's been out for a few years.
Really?
My understanding, that's why it took a while to get another show there, because Tattoo the Lou just
I had no idea. I went
ruffled
there
some feathers.
once.
Yeah, fucking $1,200 booth.
I don't think my booth was that much, but me and Scotty went there. We did a podcast with Tyler Nolan there. It was in the old train station.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Great venue.
Yeah, it was cool. Cool place. St. Louis is a
Um,
good town too, man. It's a fun city.
there's a up and coming one in Nashville called there's two in Nashville I like doing. One of them's the Full Moon Tattoo and Horror Fest hosted by Ben. It's a small one, man. Bob Terrell usually does it. There's maybe like 60 booths. It's a
Small
great
show.
time. Small show, but he gets horror movie actors and stuff. It's a great
Yeah.
show. That show's been going on for almost 20 years. It's a killer show. It's not big, it's just fun. It's a fun show. Um, there's a new one that's in Nashville called it's hosted by the Middle of the Mat people.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, it's the Middle Tennessee Tattoo Expo. Um, it's hosted by because they do the one show in the Midwest and now they're doing that one. They do that with Safe House and it's a cool show, man. Because again, it's a small show. Like it's nothing crazy, dude. I like these shows where I got maybe 100 to 150 booths. You know,
Hmm.
I like being able to talk to everybody at a show. Philly wears me out.
Yeah,
Philly,
that's exhausting, bro.
Chicago wears me out, bro. Chicago wears me out, which reminded me of Chicago. I still owe you a steak dinner.
Dude, didn't we
I do
run
owe
double
you.
or nothing, bro?
What's that?
I thought we ran double or nothing on that.
I thought we were going to, but we couldn't decide on it. But I still owe you a steak dinner for where we haven't doubled up or nothing.
Well, we still got time to double up. What about did you ever do Literary Ink?
Yeah, so I did that. The funny enough, Jennifer's a friend of mine. And she invited me the third year. And I was like, Jennifer, I don't it was back when they were just Harry Potter. She's broadened it, which is great because she's seeing growth now out of it. Instead of keeping it such a small niche, she's opening it up to more like overall just theme. But when it
Well,
was
with
just
a
Harry
name like
Potter,
Literary Ink, you can kind of go wherever you want to go with that.
yeah, you can be all books and all just
Right,
literature.
right.
It opens up. And I was
I
like,
always
man,
heard good things about that show.
it's a good show. She's a great host. When the year I did it, she was like, come out. And I was like, I don't do Harry Potter. You know, I'm an anime guy. She's like, yeah, but I want you there. So I stood out like a sore thumb in that show. I ran around in a Pikachu costume.
Yeah.
There's a picture. It's an iconic picture of me in the mermaid tail.
Was it an inflatable Pikachu?
It was an inflatable
A blow up
Pikachu.
one?
Yep.
Bro, you see people spraying fart spray in those things?
No. If they do, I'm fighting somebody.
Bro,
If I get fart spray, bro, I'm fighting somebody.
go on
I'll punch
TikTok
them.
and watch people putting fart spray in those inflatable costumes. Bro, it's
Dude,
funny.
I'm fighting somebody, bro. I don't care. I got toted around in a mermaid tail. You had him on your podcast, Cap. You and Cap was one of your first guests.
Joe, yeah.
Every time me and Joe laugh about it every time because I've got this picture of me and Joe of me getting strolled around like Willed in this tail.
In the Pikachu costume?
No, me in a mermaid tail as a merman.
Oh, okay.
Because a friend of mine, his wife owns like the biggest like mermaid manufacturing tail in the world. They have like a 4-year wait list.
Send me the picture so I can put it on the podcast when I publish
I
it.
got you. I'll send you a picture of me. It's the picture of me and Joe.
Yeah, send me that picture. I'll put it right up on the podcast in this part.
I've got another one of that same weekend of me and Russell. Find Your Smile.
Yeah, yeah.
Me and him that weekend too of the mermaid tail. Kelly, that was the weekend. I was trying to get tattooed by Kelly Doty that weekend. And man, it's a good show. It's a good show. Me and Emily Walker, one of Electrum's members. She's also with Axis. Also slept on, by the way, in terms of artists that no one talks about. Emily fucking Walker. But me and her went and watched midget wrestling next door that weekend.
What's some of your funnest, speaking of that kind of stuff, what's some of your funnest memories from convention life?
Oh man, dude.
The lobby pizza
it's-
parties you throw all the time.
Dude, the lobby pizza is always great. I can always count on a good lobby pizza, man. Dude. Do you want me to involve people we know or don't know?
It don't matter. Nobody's safe.
So, dude, 1 year in Atlanta. I've got a lot of good memories. This one's a quick one. This is a short story. Atlanta a few years back, Scotty Whitaker come and crashed in my room, right? At the Villanart show. And Scotty's got Hank with him. And Scotty wakes me up in the middle of the night and he's like, Cody, this lady's shitting on the escalator. You know, Atlanta's got those underground escalators. Scotty wakes me up. He's like, look at this lady, she's taking a shit on the escalator, Cody. So I get up and I'm looking, I'm watching this homeless lady shit on the escalator. And then we watch this shit just go down the escalator. And as it comes back up, there's this brown
In the hotel?
dude, right outside the hotel. So when you go outside, there's the escalator to the left that goes down of the Indigo. She shit on the escalator, bro. It was crazy.
Dude, what happened at we were at State Street the 1 year and we were staying in that busted up ass fucking.
Oh my God.
What the fuck, bro? What the hell was that, dude?
Dude, me and Emily got our rooms put next to each other. We got lucky. And like we slept, you know, they got the doors that connect the rooms.
Yeah.
We slept with our door open because it was just like, I'm not fucking with this place. She had bugs, dead bugs all in her room. And I'm not talking like flies. I'm talking like big ass bugs dead in her fucking room, bro. It's dead as fuck.
Yeah, but something happened out there too. Like, did you body slam somebody out there in the back? Something?
No, someone else got to fighting out back there though.
What the hell happened back there?
I know some people got to fighting out back of the show during loadout.
I remember a lot of crazy shit from that show. Scotty brought a straight up crackhead prostitute on the fucking podcast in the parking lot.
That was the year you bought those two big ass goats, right? You
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I did Andy Cagle. I did saran wrap his entire booth that weekend
at State Street.
Yeah, because I like giving Andy a hard time.
That was a good weekend, man. That was a good weekend for us. We had Scotty's dad on the podcast.
His sister had come out that weekend.
Yeah, we had it. That was a good time. That was a good weekend.
It's always a good show, man. Justin and Scotty do a good show out there, dude. And again, it's a homie show. You know what I mean? I love those homie shows. 1 year in Knoxville, 2016. If the guys see this, I'm sorry. So I go down there Thursday.
You can change names to protect people's identity if you want.
Yeah. I'm not going to change names.
I'm just saying you could. You don't have.
No, it's fine. So I go, me and my buddy Kurt go down there Thursday night and we have a good time. Anyone that knows me knows I don't drink. I've never drank a day in my life. I don't smoke. Right. So I'm always a sober one in the group. Friday morning, two of the guys from the shop riding up with our buddy OG. OG was driving, JD and T. Bear in mind that they hit the road at like 12 o'clock. They get to the show at like 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. On the way, of course, JD's got a fifth of Jack. There was like that much left in the fifth of Jack. All from JD alone. Just to be clear, all from him alone. So we get there, and I'm the only one tattooing. The others are they're all getting fucked up and having a good time all weekend, right? This is just Friday. So we go out Friday night. About 12:30 rolls around. You know me. I'm old and I'm tired, Rob. I'm ready to go to bed. And Rob, you can vouch. You've been out with me. Like, I'm the first one to tap out 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed. So I go to the bed. Me and OG walk back together because OG's older. He's like, I'm going to bed too. So me and OG go lay down. I get a call about 2:30 in the morning from my buddy Kirk. Kirk is lost in downtown Nashville and he's fucking plastered. I'm like, Kirk, where you at? He's like, I don't know. I was like, well, look around you. What's near you? He tells me what's near him. He's like, come pick me up. I'm like, Kirk, you're 20 minutes away and you have your keys. How am I going to come pick you up? I was like, call an Uber. He's like, okay, I'll figure it out. Little did I know his phone was updating. He couldn't call an Uber. He managed to find a cab. He says he don't know how much money he gave the cab driver. He gave the cab driver just a whole bunch of money. During that same span again, we'd all got split up somehow. He got left by Kirk and JD. He got left. 2 random girls come up to him trying to party, asking him where the Molly is. He's so fucked up, he don't know where the hell he is. JD is in downtown Knoxville, drunk as shit and lost. JD asks a cop. He's like, "Hey man, I'm drunk. I don't know where I'm at. I just need to get back to my hotel." The cop said he couldn't help him. Cop looks at him like, "Yeah, man, I can't help you. I don't know what you want me to do." This is a cop. A cop says, "I don't know what to do."
Yeah, but it's fucking, they're probably dealing with shit like that all night, every night.
Bro, he just wants to figure out which way his hotel is.
Yeah.
So he
Cop's
gets
like,
back
sorry,
to
can't help you.
Yeah, sorry, good luck. Gets back to his hotel room. Pukes all over his hotel room. In his drunken puking, he used OG's clothes to clean up the puke. So OG goes to get up the next day, goes to put on his shorts. And JD's like, "Don't do that. Don't mess with him." He's like, "Why? I'm putting on my fucking clothes." He picks up his shorts and pukes everywhere. OG starts puking everywhere because there's puke all over his shit. JD's so fucked up and he's sad because he's puked all over. He's like, "I'm sorry." So he's using the puke clothes to clean up more puke all over the fucking room. He didn't talk to us for 2 days because he was just that hungover. He didn't talk for 2 days. He was so hungover. Things like that, dude. Those are the simple things, right? I also enjoy nights in fucking like in Columbus, bro. I mean, you went teeter-tottered. We were fucking feast on.
Yeah.
Or just go into the fucking otherworld museums.
Yeah, that
those
was
are,
fun.
but things like that, like full circle, right? When I'm like, though, the reasons to go to shows is so you can experience all these other things and create. Rob, how many memories do you mean you have together now?
A lot.
We've been in a lot of states and a lot of cities and a lot of places together, right?
We still haven't gone to a wrestling match together, though.
No, but we had one, and someone's got the scar from it.
Yeah, I do. I got a good scar, bro. Oh,
For those that are watching, Rob
it?
tore his bicep trying to wrestle me in
Can you see
Chicago,
that?
right? He goes to pick me up. We're in the booth. Mary Blake's tattooing, right? Mary Blake's tattooing. And I look at Rob and said, "Rob, we're too old for this." Rob goes to pick me up. He's like, "Ah, shit." So I think he's fucking around at first. Picks his arm up. He's like, "I think I just tore my bicep." And his bicep had shifted from here to here.
Yeah.
The whole bicep pulled up his fucking arm. He goes to Derb. He's like, "Did I tear my bicep?" Derb's like, "Yeah, right off the fucking bone."
Then I proceeded to work the whole weekend with that torn ass bicep.
Yeah, dude. And your shit's fucked up. He's like, "Damn, bro, my shit's fucked up now." And I'm getting text message from Rob about how he's coming for the belt when he gets his surgery.
I'm good now, bro. I'm ready for a rematch.
Let's go.
It's good.
Yeah, I've been on my diet, bro. I'm my lowest weight since I was 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much you down?
I'm down to 227. At my biggest 10 years ago, I was 300 pounds. I dropped about 65 pounds. I've been floating about 235 for nearly 10 years. I went to the Anime Inc. show in Savannah, and I was like, "Man, I need to I'm getting older. I need to take better care of myself." And I'm like, 235 is cool, but I need to lose a little more weight to feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to push down to 220, and I'm at 227 right now.
You on that strict diet?
Just not super strict. My biggest issue with health was always my food. Fucking calories, bro.
Bro, I'm always on the phone with you and you're at fucking Wiggly Jiggly's ordering a milkshake and some french fries, bro.
Shaquem did that one day. I was on the phone with him. I went to Raising Cane's. I went to Cane's. I'm on the phone with Shaquem, who hosts a Space City show in Alabama. And Shaquem goes, "I'm ordering my like Cane's meal and I get my cane sauce." And I go, "And then I need a large Coke Zero." He's like, yeah, you get that Coke Zero to offset all that bullshit you're fucking eating, you fat fuck.
Make you feel
He
good
said, "Does
about your
that make you
meal.
feel better about everything you're eating right now?" I'm like, "Hey, fuck you, bro."
It's true, bro. Let me shove all this greasy shit in and wash it down with a Coke Zero.
I do drink more water now too, though. I drink about 2 to 3 bottles of water a day now.
Yeah, that's good.
Crystal Light's been helping. See, I've ever used Crystal Light. Crystal Light's great. I keep it at the shop. I keep the packs at the shop. I keep packs at the house. Because I just needed more water, bro. I've been dehydrated. And then like the girl I'm dating is a gym rat. I mean, that girl built like a fucking brick shit house. And I don't want to get jacked. I just want to be feeling a little bit better, you know?
Bro, you don't want your girl to scoop slam you.
She already can, bro. Look, that girl's fucking strong, bro. Fucking, and she like knows how to do like she trained Brazilian jiu-jitsu and all that other shit. I'm cool.
Bro,
I'll be the princess in the relationship.
yeah, your weight's tricky, dude. Your weight's tricky because you don't look like a big dude.
No, dude, I carry my weight well. I've always carried my weight well. But like, dude, I'm 227 pounds, man. I'm a stocky guy, you know.
I'm walking up on you. I'm like, yeah, I can slam this dude, no problem. Rip.
I'm back.
I can scoop this dude easy, right? I can get you off your feet.
I'm dense, bro. I'm dense.
Solid Planet, bro.
But I tell people, man, like I might not like it, look like it, man, but I'm a big guy, bro. I just wear it well.
Yeah, Solid Planet. Now I'm gonna have to figure out a different. I'm gonna have to figure out a different technique. I'm gonna have to like
chop the knees.
Huh?
Chop the knees.
No,
Start
man. I mean,
chopping.
I gotta have some kind of impactful move on you, bro. Like, I gotta get you
RKO,
off
bro.
I gotta get you off your feet.
RKO.
You ain't gonna come down like that, I don't think.
Look, bro, I got short legs. I'm all torso.
I'm gonna have to do like the stunner on you, where I kick you in the gut first, get you
And then
bent
lay me
over,
over.
get you bent over, and then I drop that piece on you.
I'll just pick you up in F5 you. It's fine.
I really want to put you in a Lex Luger torture rack, bro.
That's right. I got that. You ain't gonna be able to pick me up, bro.
Nah.
Man, at your age, you got back problems.
I might be able to, bro.
You're a grandpa now, Rob.
Man, we got to do it real wrestling style, though. You're supposed to assist. You know, you got to kind of jump up and like help me get you up.
Stupid.
You know what I mean?
Wrestling's real, damn it. They don't help each other.
Yo, yeah, right. I don't know if you saw Roman lift up Bronson Reed last night like it wasn't no thing.
Hey, that dude's in great shape right now, man. Sure, Bronson probably had a little jump with him, though.
Well, he would have had to, bro. That's a big dude.
It's a big boy. It's a big boy.
Yeah.
Roman's in great shape, though. Roman's in great shape.
Bro, tell me who Cody was before tattooing. Well, why'd you get into tattooing?
Bro, there wasn't a Cody before tattooing. I've wanted to tattoo since I was 12. This was it. So, we got time. Backstory. I grew up a poor kid. I am the son of a prostitute and a heroin addict. My mother did federal prison time for running 2 whorehouses on 20 federal indictments. She was part of Nashville's biggest prostitution bust.
What time frame was that in?
1999 and 2000.
Oh, damn. So not even that long ago.
I was 10 and 11 years old. Mom went to federal prison. My mom can't vote. She's a whole felon.
She's out
sitting
now.
In her room. She's sitting in her room.
She lives with you?
Yep, I take care of her.
Oh, okay.
So she lives with me. I take care of my mom. You know, she had 4 kids. She did what she needed to do, but she was out here thugging.
She was a pimp.
Dude, so when she went to federal prison, my dad was a good dude, but my dad struggled with alcohol and heroin real bad, and pills and everything else. Which is why I've never done a drug or drink a day in my life. I watched my dad really struggle with it. But like growing up, like because of his addiction choices, like we would move 2 to 3 times a year. I was in 2 orphanages growing up because my parents couldn't afford to take care of me. Um, and then when mom went to prison, we were sleeping in cars in Walmart parking lot. I was sleeping in the ditch behind Hooters off Harding Place in Nashville. Talk about we were staying at this Motel 6 one time, and dad left to go get some dope, and he got pulled over for a DUI. And we didn't know it was him. Me and my brother. My brother was I was 11. My brother was 13 at the time. And we joke about it all. We joke about it because the only thing to do is laugh about it. But we seen this car on the bridge from the hotel. You can see the bridge. We see this car getting pulled over, and we're watching this guy getting arrested, and we're laughing at the guy getting arrested. And little did we know that was dad.
Oh my God.
And so we got locked out of our room, and the guy called the cops on us because we were two kids stranded with no one around us. And so we had to go hide behind the dumpster, behind one of the stores, and all kinds of other shit. So that was like my childhood. And then I went and lived with some friends for a while. When I was 12, my brother-in-law had got with my sister. My sister, Pat, the one that she passed away a couple years of COVID, but they'd been together since I was 12. He was going to get tattooed at this shop near where the apartments, the Section 8 apartments we were living in. And I would go with him to get tattooed. And the owner of the shop always told me, he was like, you keep drawing. I'd take my drawings, and he was like, I'll hang them up. And if people get them tattooed, I'll pay you for it. And you keep at it. You can tattoo one day. Like, I think you got what it takes to be a tattoo artist. And so from there on, like, my friends even in school will tell you, like, I knew I was going to be a tattooer. Like, there was no plan B for me. When I graduated high school, I got a job. And when I got that job, I was going to the shop to get tattooed. And I was taking my drawings up there like all the fucking time. Like, it was like, yo, I want to do this. And I just started going and hanging around. They didn't even know my fucking name. I was just hanging out there getting tattooed. And then I just started cleaning shit, started helping out. And then one day the owner's like, hey, I see you clearly want to do this. So how about I offer you a free apprenticeship at 18? And 4 months later, I quit my job and threw everything at tattooing.
So you already been hanging out in that shop since you were like 12, 13 years old.
It was a different shop. It was a different shop, but I was around shops at that age. Yeah. I was already hanging around tattoo shops. Like, again, I've been around this business for 25 years, and I've been tattooing for 17.
When did you get your first tattoo? How old were you?
18, which I've lasered it off now.
When's the last time you got tattooed?
I got tattooed in Cincinnati earlier this year. I got my thigh done. I got my lady's butt tattooed on my thigh.
Who did that?
Some random chick, bro. Her name is Paige. Gabby Page. Gabby Page. That's her Instagram. Gabby Page. I went up to Cincinnati just to see my girl, and I was a normal Joe. Like, it was the first time I've been a normal Joe at a convention, bro.
You weren't working. You just went in.
I just went up there just to see her and hang out. And so while I'm there, I'm like, dude, I want to get tattooed. And I didn't even tell her I was a tattooer at the time. Didn't find out till I was, getting ready to get started that I was a tattooer. But I knew what I wanted. And I was like, okay, let me see. I'm looking at portfolios. Because the second time I've done that, where I was like, I just want to randomly get tattooed by someone I don't know. And this girl had a bunch of heart butts on her stuff. And I was like, I want a heart butt. She's got a whole bunch. And her work is really solid, by the way. Like, really solid. And I was like, cool. This is who I want to do it. And so I talked to her about it. She said, yeah, she's down. And then that was it, man. Just some random tatter from New York.
Nice.
And it was fun because that's how I met a guy named Mark Tyler a few years ago in St. Cloud, Minnesota. I flew up there, randomly hung out at a show for like 2 days. Actually, really 1 day. I hung out there. I flew up one day, went to the show, and then flew home the next day. I just got tattooed randomly.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever done that. Like, I've definitely walked around shows and like seen a piece of flash that I like, but it's always been by somebody that I know.
Dude, when I tell you it's actually really fun, go do it.
So it'll be like a spontaneous tattoo, but not like,
Yeah. Have an idea in your head. Be like, okay, I'm looking for this. Find someone who does that style. We know what good tattoos are. Find someone who does clean work that you don't fucking know and go get tattooed. It's fun.
what's your favorite tattoo that you have?
Dude, I've got a few. I've been tattooed by Craig Foster a couple times. Craig's a great dude.
Yeah.
Jordy Claude did my dog on me. I love my dog. Bob Terrell did a piece on me. I really love that. There's a guy here named Pat Bennett who does. Pat's probably the most technical tattooer I know in tattooing. Pat did my hand from. It's my favorite character from my favorite game of all time. It's my left hand. Um, it's probably like my most complimented tattoo in terms of like, and I've had it for like almost 10 years, and it's still an exceptional tattoo.
Yeah, let me see that one because I think I know which one you're talking about. Yep, yep. Bro, what game is that from?
Final Fantasy 9. His
You
name is
know who I
Vivi.
thought that was for a long time?
I bet you thought it was Orko, didn't you, from
I
He-Man?
well, I did, but I didn't because it's not the right color scheme, but it looks very Orco to me.
Yep. That's the generational thing. People like I'm at that weird gap where it could be Orko, it could be something else.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Timmy B did my arm in the Hades of Pit Row in 2019 on that 1,000 Degree
I
show.
remember that show, bro.
Timmy did my arm. I'm gonna show it. Super dope. It's a cover up of a bunch of laser shit too.
Yeah, yeah. That's funny
Uh,
because Skizzy and I were just talking about that show a few weeks ago.
bro, we were all shirtless at that show,
That was a hot.
bro. It was a fun time, but God, it was so hot.
But that was probably one of my favorite venues for a tattoo
Yeah,
show.
dude, because it was like, dude, we were in the middle of a fucking racetrack. I hate that the show, like, it sucks that a show like that, like, realistically can't work, but it's such a cool fucking venue.
That was a real cool venue.
Such a cool fucking venue, bro. In the middle of the Atlanta Motor Speedway, bro.
Yeah,
And they
super
had the
cool.
wrestling ring outside, remember?
Yeah.
Bro, fucking B Gats was there, bro. And B Gats was like, just seeing it, you know me, I love wrestling, bro. Like, no, they did the wrestling the next year. Was it that year? No. Was it that year they had wrestling? No, it was the next year, wasn't it?
Me, that year, me and B and Scotty were all sharing a hotel room together.
Okay, because Eric Berger was with me at a show that they had wrestling at. It was the next year because Jimmy Litwalk was at the next one with Craig.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so they had wrestling there the next year.
yeah.
It was a post-COVID show.
Was it good wrestling?
It was independent wrestling. I met a wrestler by the name of Tyler Thorne, who's actually local to me. The guy actually makes clothing, wrestling attire. He works for AEW now. And TNA. He makes clothes for Chris Jericho, fucking Joe Hendry. Like he makes clothes for a lot of people. Tyler Thorne's if you love independent wrestling, check him out. The dude's fucking cool as shit. And he's funny as fuck. He's actually a really good fucking wrestler.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cool, bro. What what shows are you doing next? Where are you going next?
Um, I'm going to Don Don Show, the Gila Tattoo Expo, in 2 weeks in Phoenix. Um, After that, I got Danny Fugate show in Knoxville. And then I'm taking a week vacation in Puerto Rico
You
for
gonna
my
go
birthday.
see you gonna go see Flip Shades and Troy?
I'm hanging out with Troy.
Yeah, yeah.
Me and my lady are gonna go down there and hang out with Troy.
Been to
Uh,
Puerto Rico before?
nope.
Go to the rainforest when you're there.
Hell yeah. I'm down. I'm just trying to go have a whole vacation, so I'm down for everything. Troy says he's gonna show us where we can scuba dive and see turtles and all that shit.
Yeah. Do you scuba dive?
No, I've never done anything, so I'm gonna I'm gonna live the fucking Puerto Rican experience. My
Yeah.
kid's Puerto Rican, so like it's kind of funny. My son's a Puerto Rican. His mom was half Puerto Rican, so my son's a Puerto Rican. Uh, so I'm gonna go there, and then when I come back, I'm doing Corey Ward's show which I got Electrum attached to, which is super awesome.
Yeah,
Uh,
the
in
October
Sevierville.
show.
No, this is a different one. This is in the end of August show. I got Electrum also with
Oh yeah, that's the one that Adrian's coming to.
yep, me
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Adrian
yeah,
are
yeah,
working that one together. Yep.
yeah, yeah.
That show's gonna be a rad show because it's gonna be a homie show with a lot of just rad tatters, bro. So it's gonna be a good one. And then after that, uh, I'm gonna go. I got 3 back to back, but I'm only going to Asheville to hang out. I'm gonna drive up there Saturday because it's only 4 hours, so I'm gonna go see my girl, and then I'm gonna work the Savannah show. Savannah's a great time, and then I'm working Riley, but I'm also getting tattooed in Riley by Sam Castro. Um, and then I got Anime Inc. And
Richmond.
then Anime's in early October. And then I'm gonna do Tampa. And then I got the other show that you were talking about in November in Chicago.
The anime show in Chicago.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about. You're gonna do that
That's
one too?
yeah, I'm doing that one. And that's gonna be like that's an up and coming show, man. I think it's got a lot of potential because they're
Yeah, I
working
think so.
off of they host a show in August called Anime Magic. That's just an anime convention. And that show gets 10,000 people through the door. And so they're using that to also build this up. So I think it's got all the potential in the world.
Yeah, I'm excited to be part of that one too. I think it'll be fun to watch that show grow. I like that it's
Yeah.
in Chicago too.
Getting it from the ground level is really key. I did it last year. Me and Nick Manor are actually doing it together again. We did it last year. We went out and judged, and so we're going out and judging again. And it's not big. It's a good time. It's a good time, and that's what I like. You just want to have fun.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll definitely be hanging out at that show.
You coming?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Fuck yeah, yeah. Because Chicago's not far from you, is it?
No, and I want to go out and support those guys. I feel like it's a good crew to get involved with.
And that's what I told him, man. I was like, it is a good just brand. Like again, it's just a different level, man. It's a ground level opportunity with those. I think they have the right ideas and they're willing to listen and do things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they're willing to listen.
Yeah.
They always take my advice on things, and it works out for them.
When you gonna come here and spend some time with me?
Bro, that was my plan this year, was to less shows and to do guest spots and hang out with my friends. But circumstances changed in my personal life. And so I've been like diverting the attention to go, I'm building a relationship, so I've been focused on that. But I think 2025 or 2026, I definitely plan to like guest spot more.
Well, we already talked about the Chicago show, Dylan Art's Chicago show next March.
How about before the November show? How about I just fly out to you and then we road trip together to the Chicago show?
Yeah, we could do that. That's a good idea.
How about I come out there and I just hang out for a day or two?
We don't have to wait all the way till March in Dylan Arts.
Yeah, how about I just come hang out in November for a couple days and then we just go to Chicago together?
Yeah, let's do that.
That way we can just fucking hang out and be fucking nuisances together.
Yeah, man, we'll have some
fun. Let's host a wrestling show.
Like, you mean a convention?
No, like just like we get a ring and hire a bunch of wrestlers.
Like here?
Anywhere.
I'm down, bro, but I wouldn't want to do that half-ass, bro. I'd want to make it good,
Yeah, I think doing a wrestling show at a convention would be cool. Let's do a wrestling convention, bro.
I'd be down with that. That'd be fun. My team probably wouldn't get behind that though. They don't like wrestling as much as we do.
So we don't use that team. Electrum can just be one of the sponsors, and we just host it as me and Rob.
They don't even like my wrestling belt, bro.
It's fine. We host it as me and Rob. It'll be the me and Rob show. We got to do it in the South because wrestling works way better in the South.
Like where?
Fucking
Kentucky South or further south?
I would like to do Nashville, but like it's got to be done right because
We
Nashville's got a
can
lot of history with the NWA.
we can do Nashville. I got some connections in Nashville. We can make some
So
things
do
happen
so
there.
do I. This is my home, sir.
Yeah, we can make some things happen.
Um, like this is the fuck, bro. Boy, I got the damn skyline. It don't look the same no more, but I got the old skyline on my neck.
Between the two of us, I think we can make that happen.
I think so too. And like I said, I've got connections to a lot of independent wrestlers.
I got some connections in the wrestling world too.
See, let's get Roman Reigns out here.
I don't know if we can get them. We might get like DDP and Jake the Snake Roberts.
Oh, see, those are easy. Those are easy. And I know Grant Andy from the Mark Society got a lot of like to the Good Brothers, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, and so like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the right like niche crowd. We hosted as a tattoo convention that has wrestling. That'd be the way to go. And then like we have, but like it's a very niche demographic. So if we host it as a wrestling show too, that people can pay to come watch, like your ticket also gets you to the wrestling event.
Yeah, let's not talk about the ideas too much. Somebody will take it from us and do it.
Man, facts. Uh, I'm down. We'll talk about it. Like and like, yeah, it's a good idea. Uh,
You know, I already want to start Electrum Championship Wrestling anyway,
we
bro.
talked we talked about that. We talked
Uh,
about that.
uh,
You know what I've been talking about with one of the guys at my shop and also Miss Alex Fish.
what's that?
A legitimate like wrestling like series. I've had it in my head for a while. I don't necessarily want to call it a podcast. I just kind of want to do like sit down like recaps, uh, even if they're quick ones of like Raw or SmackDown. Maybe the four of us we get on and we discuss like Monday Night Raw or AW things like that.
Is
I want to
Alex a
do.
big wrestling fan too?
Oh, fucking loves wrestling, bro.
Really?
Yeah, dude, you not know that?
No, bro.
Alex is a huge fucking wrestling fan.
Oh, well, then what are we waiting for? Let's fucking do it.
I've already got like the series, and I thought about converting my like TikTok to that because I've got a decent following on TikTok and using that to kind of market everything else. Um,
Well,
that
let's
way we
do
don't
it.
have to. I'm down. Because I wanted to incorporate the tattoo side of things too, though. I've had it as like my head is like maybe tap outs and tattoos, um, pinfalls and pin ups, uh, something
Pinfalls and
like that.
Pinterest.
Eh, something, man. I wanted to
Yeah.
incorporate the wrestling and tattooing
Yeah.
together. Because there's also a lot of tattooers on the road that are just big wrestling fans. Yeah, I think that'll be good. I want to go. Me and Alex have been talking about it for a while. Me and one of the guys at my shop have been talking about it too. Um, it's just dedicating the time. That's my biggest problem when I think about my projects is what time do I have outside of tattooing? Because the reality is I'm a single dad. So like I gotta I overslept it. I was supposed to take my son to get a haircut before this interview. And because my flight got delayed, I didn't get home till fucking almost 1 a.m. And so I slept in till 9:30 and my son's haircut was at 9. Uh after I get off here at 2:30, he's got a haircut today. So I gotta go do that, and then I gotta take him. He's got a sports shop bowling tonight. If he wants to go, his friends are all at the Road to Gold, so I might just have him take off tonight and just chill. But like, you know what I'm saying? I got dad shit, and then I got shop shit I gotta catch up on, and then access shit I gotta catch up on, and then my shit I gotta catch up on because I don't like answering my DMs or messages at all when I'm out of town because shit gets lost in the shuffle.
And
So,
you want to still keep doing the bad tattoo TikToks too?
bro, like that. See, like I like roasting tattoos. Like I don't know. The problem is I got my hands in too many cookie jars right now. If I could give anyone advice, and it's advice I tell people already, and it's something that I've been working on, is take your hands out of all the cookie jars and put your hands in the cookie jars that are good for you and your career. And so I'm working on trying to remove things that haven't been like productive to me in my career, like not putting energy into things that aren't helping me in tattooing. Uh, and then making sure like I'm like doing everything I need to do for tattooing. I keep having to shift on the couch. I can't get comfy for some reason. Making sure I'm putting energy into all the things that are really productive for my career. Because when I don't, I feel like it separates me and I lose focus in tattooing, you know,
Yeah.
because I'm worried about all these other fucking avenues. And so I just need to make sure I remove myself from I need to remove my attention from those other avenues.
I get it, brother.
I just want to be a better tattooer first.
You're a good tattooer, an excellent tattooer.
I'm trying, man. I'm fucking trying. When we have the Mary Blakes of the fucking world, that's an excellent tattooer.
You're an excellent tattooer.
And I appreciate that. My friends motivate me though, dude. Like I'm friends with there's a lot of rad tatters, man. Even the young kids, dude.
Yeah.
Like, man, I gotta get better.
You know what makes you better is the desire to always be better. And I think a lot of people don't focus on that part, you know?
Yeah, man. I'm so pushed by the people around me.
Yeah, it's another advantage of traveling as much.
Well, dude, even my crew at home, dude. My crew at home is like really pushing, and it makes me want to push myself because I'm like, man, they're getting better. I have to get better.
Yeah, got to stay up,
man. Let me ask you advice. We're gonna close this podcast out with me asking you a question.
Shoot.
If there's one piece of advice that you can give the people watching, anyone that watches this, from both a personal life and business level, to succeed, what would it be?
Bro, it's just a relentless pursuit of your goals, man. Like every time you hit a roadblock, don't stop. Because you're going to always hit roadblocks. You're always going to have somebody standing in your way trying to prevent you from getting to the next level. You're always going to have people that you got to depend on to get to the next level. And sometimes you're going to get frustrated when things don't move as fast as you want them to move, or you just aren't checking off the boxes the way you envisioned that you would. You know, sometimes it's hard to get your vision to reality. You know what I mean? And sometimes that can be really depressing and defeating. But you got to always get up and keep putting in 110% no matter how you're feeling on any given day. That's the best advice I can give you.
Bam. So anyone listening, take that in. Don't let shit get in your fucking way.
When it does, you got to kick it out. You got to get it out of your way. You also got to realize that everything's not a good thing, and you got to know when to cut the bad things away and stay focused on the good things.
That's right. Everything that shines isn't gold, you know?
And you also got to know when you're poisoning your own mentality and when you're bad for your own progress. And you got to have real conversations with yourself around those things.
Yep.
You got to be honest with yourself all the time.
A year in therapy last year helped me with that.
Yeah. It's easy to get an ego, and it's easy to, and when I talk about ego, I'm not talking about the outward projected ego. I'm talking about the ego that you'll deal with internally, where you're fighting with yourself over things because you think you know the right answers, or you think, and deep down inside, you know you're not right, but you're struggling with yourself because externally you're like, nah, motherfucker, I can do this the way I want to do it. And then the inside of you is saying, no, motherfucker, you can't do it that way.
Pride comes before the fall.
you gotta have real honest conversations with yourself, man.
Sometimes though, man, I don't know about anyone else, for me, rock bottom is when I had to have those conversations with myself. So me nearly losing everything to be real with myself.
I journal a lot, bro. And that's my honest space. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I made a rule. I'm like, I'm going to journal every day. And in my journal is going to be my book of truths. You know, it's it's where I talk about what's really fucking happening, where I'm really feeling about, and I just write that down on paper. I don't tell any lies in that book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like we lie to ourselves more than we lie to anyone, you know?
Yep. And if we can be honest with ourselves, then we're good to go. Because we believe our own bullshit. It's easy to believe our own hype.
Well, we're good at telling ourselves lies because it makes it easier to get to the end result, but it doesn't always lead to the right result when we do it that way.
Nope. It's just the best result for us. And just because it's best for us doesn't make it the right result.
Right. Right. But I like your advice too. You gave good advice too, so put that all together.
That's right.
Get your hands out of all those cookie jars and focus on the ones that matter.
Yep.
That's good advice. Man.
I don't want to reach for crumbs anymore. I want one big cookie.
No, but you're right though. When we dilute our focus, we're not effective at anything really. You got to really pour your focus and heart into the things that matter the most. If it's tattooing, then make tattooing be, 90% of what you focus on. But also, I think you got to find that important. I think a lot of things that people lack is that balance in their life,
Oh, 100%.
Work's important. Work's important, but you also got to pour time into yourself and your own mental health.
Hey, Bob. Hang on. I'm gonna put her on here because we talked to her. We talked about her before we go. She just walked in. She shut the door. Hey, come here. I don't know where she at. She went outside. Damn it. Come here.
She escaped.
Listen, her hair's a mess right now. She's not going to come on here. She ain't going to be on video. I talked about you earlier. So I was gonna put her on, but I think she's been sleeping.
Hey, that's all right. We'll catch her on the next episode.
You know what, dude? I think she'd be a good interview. You want to talk about some stories? That woman, she's been a bounty hunter. She was a bartender. Watched my dad shoot somebody in the chest point blank. Again, she ran 2 whorehouses. Did federal prison time. That lady's got stories for days.
Yeah. One of the best podcasts that I still feel like we had to this date was when we had Scotty's dad on the podcast.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Because the same thing. Good stories, man.
That's all it is, dude. So, and like, it was like, we was talking about stories. I got a lot. There's just not a lot I could talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a lot I can talk about.
I'm the same, bro.
But that some of our best times have been just sitting shooting shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the world I live in today.
Man, I'm fortunate, Rob. I'm very blessed that the life I've lived through tattooing. And every day I wake up now, like with a light of like, man, I'm really grateful. Even when I'm tired, I'm just grateful because the people I've met, the things I've done in my life, coming from where I've come from, I should be a statistic. And so I'm grateful to be here.
Well, I'm blessed you're here too. You enhance my life.
You enhance mine, brother.
That's what it's about.
Not just you, like meeting you allowed me to meet Andy and Adrian and everyone else. You know what I mean? Like your family that come with family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That have all become family to me. People that I love have become from meeting Rob.
Yeah, that's one thing I like a lot about the tattoo industry, dude, is just the fact that we're just a big family, man.
Yeah.
You can meet a tattoo artist at a show that you didn't know, 2 hours ago, and you might be in an Uber with them later on. You might be having dinner with them later on. You might even be staying at their house that night. You don't even know.
Yep. Fucking Vampiro, bro. That's how me and Vampiro met. Me and Vampiro met on a flight, and then that's my homie, bro. I love that dude.
Yeah.
Nick Mann. Me and Nick Mann both together 1 year in Chicago. Me and Nick Mann are everywhere now, right?
All the time.
Either me and Nick or me and Eric Berger.
You guys are always together.
Those are my dudes, man. I love those dudes.
All right, brother. Well, I love you, man. And I'm going to talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. I love you, buddy. Holler at me if you need me.
Let's do the wrestling thing, though. I like the idea.
I'm down. I think it'll be good doing like little 4-way interviews and shit.
Yeah, I love to do that with some.
I think if we all 4 have access to the page, we can really make it grow. If we're all just uploading our own individual content to it too.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Hell yeah! I'll make a group chat with all of us.
All right, bro.
All right, bro.
I'll talk at you later.
Bye.